Hello, it's Dave here. Welcome to my channel, Vintage Toy Rush. I'm back live in the collection room, also known as the Cave of Dave. And today I'm going to be unpacking, well, let's have a quick clue here. That's right, I'm going to be unpacking my Coleco Rambo figures. This is going to be part one of a three-part series. And today I'm going to be focusing on the good guys, and this is going to be a good one. Welcome, and today I'm going to be unpacking my Coleco Rambo figures, so let's crack on. So I think we'll start with the main man himself, John Rambo. So these figures were released in 1986 by Coleco in line with the cartoon Rambo Force of Freedom. Now the cartoon was based on the Rambo films, First Blood and First Blood Part 2, which of course was R-rated, so the cartoon was adjusted for the younger audience. So these figures are pretty sturdy, they're quite sizable. What is the size of this? 7 inches tall. And in terms of articulation, they've got head movement, the arms move, the legs, and they also have knee joints as well. So let's just take a closer look at Rambo here. So yeah, he has a pretty good head sculpt. He's got his red scarf around his head, the necklace, scars on his face. So these are obviously come from the film. And he's wearing green combat trousers. I think these figures are great. I think they're nice looking, sturdy. But the thing I really like about them is the accessories. These things are really loaded with accessories. So let's just have a look at this guy here. So first of all, he's got a rocket launcher here with the rocket. A lot of the Rambo accessories have these firing rockets, and they're on a string. So you pull back the string, there's a spring in there, you let go and the rocket goes firing. But of course it's on a string, so you don't lose the rocket, which is great for us collectors today, because if you do pick one of these up with the rocket launcher, you're bound to have the rocket as well. He's also got a nice machine gun here. He has a knife in his sheath as well. Let me just have a look on the back. He's got 2 more smaller knives, just in case, and he's got an ammo belt around his chest. So a nice looking figure there. But of course, why have just one Rambo when you can have 2? And this Rambo is called Firepower Rambo. So all these figures, all these characters are actually based on characters out of the cartoon. And if we have a closer look at this guy, he looks, to be honest, he looks like he's modelled more on the Rambo out of First Blood. So if we take a closer look, he's got the same head sculpt. He has the Force of Freedom logo on his front. So in the cartoon there were 2 groups, and Rambo led the Force of Freedom, and they fought against the Savage team, who basically were trying to take over the world. And again, he's loaded with weapons. He's got a nice machine gun here, a grenade at the front there, knife on the side, in the sheath. He's got 2 anti-tank missiles on the back, or grenades on the back. And he's also got on his backpack an extra large weapon, which is, I guess, his firepower weapon. And a lot of these figures, the backpacks have an action, so if you press the button, there'll be some kind of moving action, and in this case Rambo's firepower rocket comes out in front of him. Next out is Colonel Trautman. So him and Rambo are probably the only characters that have actually made it from the film. I really like this figure. This is one of my favourites. Let's take a closer look. So he has a green beret and his walkie-talkie. This is often missing off of this figure because it's such a small item, that walkie-talkie. He has a knife in the sheath again. He's got a machine gun of his own. In fact, he's got 2 guns, a nice rifle there as well. I really like this figure. Although the cartoon was adjusted for the younger audience, there's still a little bit of controversy around this because, of course, you know, the films were R-rated, a lot of violence in there, and yeah, just through the association, you know, some parents disliked the idea. Action groups got involved and tried to take it off screen as well. But Coleco still released these figures back in '86, and I'm glad they did. This is also one of my favourites. This is Catherine Ann Taylor, otherwise known as Cat. I think her colour scheme is amazing with the black outfit and accented weaponry. So let's take a closer look here. So she's got a yellow neckerchief there with a Force of Freedom logo on the front. She has like a mini Uzi gun in a holster on one side, and just in case, she's got another one on the other side. A nice knife there on the leg holster. And she's holding climbing gear here. I really like this figure. Now, of course, these figures were released in the 80s, so there has to be the obligatory ninja. And this guy is called White Dragon. He's not the only ninja in the Rambo line. There's also a black ninja called Black Dragon. And guess what? They're brothers, and one goes to the good side and one goes to the bad side, fighting against each other. But again, he's loaded like the other figures with lots of weaponry. He's got a nice sort of Japanese logo there on the front. He's got his Force of Freedom logo on the shoulder there. He's got a nice bow, knife on his wrist there. He's got a throwing star, and then he's got this rather nasty looking weapon, the hook there on a chain. There's probably an official name for that, I don't know what it is, but that is a nice character. And then finally, the last member of the Force of Freedom team, at least in this series of figures, is Turbo, the engineer of the team. Again, another nice looking character. Let's take a close-up of him. So he's got his helmet with 4 missiles. That comes in handy, I'm sure. Force of Freedom logo on the front there. 2 ammo belts. He's got a gun in the holster there on his belt. Again, nice gun there, white rifle by the looks of it. And his backpack controls his helmet, so we can pull this back. And if we press the button down, his helmet comes back over, which is quite a nice little feature. Each of the figures also came with a card tag giving you information about the character, their background, etc. And on the back also gave you a rundown of all the weapons that they had. So that's a rundown of the good guys from the Force of Freedom from Series 1. And in the next part, I'm going to go through the bad guys from Savage. So if you like what you see here, please subscribe, please like, and until the next video, stay safe and cheers.